there are three kinds of open-ended questions that will affirm your child, engage your child, and amaze your child. And I want to talk about that and the art of questioning, the art of sustaining, stirring, and sharing awe and wonder together with your child, and in the process teaching the skills of learning, having a learning relationship to life. So a question is a breath of air that blows over the embers of our child's wonder and amazement, curiosity. It deepens relationship, and it deepens their skill at wrestling and tussling with a world that they progressively expand into. There's a man that some of you might know, naturalist and tracker Tom Brown, who says that we're to put the quest back in the question. We're to put the sense of adventure, the search, the excitement involved in seeking an answer to a good question. And when it's asked in the wrong way, so to speak, or at the wrong time, a question, it can stop the learning process in its tracks. It can have a counterproductive effect on our child. And an unearned answer might similarly slay our child's sense of wonder and replace it with fact, opinion, certitude, labels, to the exclusion of all doubt, and also to the primary kinship with life that they're developing. As an example, let's say your child's, children ask a lot of questions. So especially at a young age, but even later. And let's say every time they ask a question, we say, well, that's this, and this is this, and this, and we give them the answers, like often happens or can happen in school. Well, pretty soon a answer that's delivered too early, that's delivered without them working at it, without joining them in their curiosity, will make them quite passive. We all know that experience from school, one way or another, of trying to figure out the right answer to a question. And often the questions of the teachers are more mnemonic or supporting our memory process. When was the Battle of Hastings? 1066. Good. That kind of closed questions. So the open-ended question asked at the right time, in the right way, will really serve our child's joy, excitement, wonder, and ours as well, because we're asking from the place of pure curiosity. I'm getting to the question soon. I just want to frame it a little bit more. But so there are three kinds of open questions, three different kinds of open questions that'll help us do that. That will help us both affirm what our child is seeing, observing, wondering, noticing. And then another question that will engage them, engage their imaginative muscles, engage their curiosity, engage their reflection, engage their kind of looking into their mind's eye and beginning to try and remember some more details of what they've read, what they've noticed out in nature, what they've observed. And then the third question, which is beyond their perceptive capacity and in the realm of mystery, that stretches them into the unknown. So the first question, the one that affirms them, is really easy to answer. It's a question that builds and sustains their confidence, a question that will that they already know, So we spend a lot of time with those kinds of questions. I'll give one example of what this looks like. But we spend a lot of time, maybe 70% of the time, asking questions of our child that we know is within the bounds of the capacity to answer. And when they answer these questions, we can tell in their body language, in their facial expression, that they're confident, you know, they're excited, they are proud that they can answer. It's not to say we're asking a rhetorical question, but we're asking questions that really affirms what they know, and they can put it into words, and so kind of ingrain their knowledge and their understanding and their kinship in how they articulate it. The second question is coming close to the edge of what they're capable of perceiving, of what they know, of what they're aware of. And it shows that, the question itself, they can answer it, but it engages them in a way. They have to work for it. And it's not immediately obvious to them. They wouldn't have asked that question themselves. So one or two or three questions like that is plenty. We don't want to crack their confidence. We don't want them to feel slouch. We watch their body language. Maybe they're like thinking or wondering and bantering a little bit, bouncing back and forth, saying, well, they ask a follow-up question, what do you mean? And we can talk a bit, and there's some work there in order to answer that question. And the third question, my personal favorite, all of them are wonderful, but this one's, it's not the one we asked first, and not the kind of question we asked after that. But the third question is beyond their perceptive capacities and takes them into the realm of confoundment, mystery, awe, amazement, disbelief, and really points them to a world that's far bigger than they even imagined. So three kinds of questions. Let me give you an example here. A child in the nature program at a run saw a spider shoot out of silk from its rear end, which is an amazing thing to see. And he was very excited. So, the first question might be, what's he doing? Oh, he's shooting out a silk. He's building a web. He's seen it. He was there, and now he's verifying it, and his body language says that, well, yeah, I saw that. I saw him shoot out a silk, and I know that he's doing it to build that web. The second kind of question is, where do you think that silk comes from? Did you see it come out? Yeah, I saw it, but I have to look a bit more carefully. I'm imagining that we're with a spider. So he looks and he sees there's a little hole in the back end of the spider. Oh, it comes out of there. And do you think it's comes out of his stomach, or I don't know, maybe they have a little organ inside that produces the silk. I think that's probably what happens. Okay, so that's the second kind of questions. Now, the third kind of question is, the spider is building this web. How does he know how to build it? Who taught him? How on earth can such a little being have the capacity to build something as intricate and beautiful as that? What do you think makes that possible? Did he learn from his mom? From his dad? How does he know? Now, obviously, that question, I'm kind of wondering about it now. It's quite amazing. And the child will also be drawn into that wonder. So three kinds of questions. That's just one example of what it can look like. And it's a technique, or it's a scaffolding for wandering together with your child, but it's also an art. The more we use these questions, the more we come to join them in their passion. We're not instructing them. They feel a joy in how we are together with them around something they're wondering about. They feel confidence, they feel engagement, they feel amazement. And we can read their body language. We learn more about their world. We learn more about their passions. We learn more about what they can observe and what they can't, what they focus on and what they don't. And so it's a beautiful way of getting to know our child. It's a beautiful way of helping them really love questions and the way they can make us wonder. It helps them engage more with the learning process itself and the frustrations that can be in the learning process rather than get stuck in information or facts. And I should say there's a place for that. Of course there is. There's a place for answering. And often a good place for answering is when we see that they've made a big effort, when they've spent a lot of time, you know, and maybe on the second question where we engage them, we could even look it up in a book and say, hey, here's a little bit more about spiders, or they can, you know, find it in a book or maybe somewhere else. So it's the art of questioning and the 3 open-ended questions that will progressively deepen your child's kinship with the living world and with human beings and with the unseen. And the beautiful thing for me in that is also that in the process of learning and practicing the art of questioning, seeing our child engage with it and build their confidence and their sense of amazement, we're doing that to ourselves as well. We are allowing their childlike wonder to affect us and rekindle our own childlike wonder. I did a video earlier about open-ended and closed-ended questions that you might want to look at as well. So that's it for now. If you like this, please press like. If you really liked it, press subscribe and hit the bell button. You'll get notifications of future videos. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.